Hello, everyone. We're live. How's everyone going? And hello, Nick.
Hi Marie. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us again if you are, and if not later on. Appreciate you being here and always feel into your energies. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jasper wants to say hello. So he's with us today as well, as always. So I'll put him there. And yeah, so it's great. I've had a few people send in dreams, which is really awesome. So we can look at those. But yeah, just to gauge how everyone's been feeling, like how have people actually been feeling energetically? So have you been still getting tired, or are you feeling like you're a lot more, you're getting a little bit more energy coming through? So, Nick, how have you been actually feeling?
Oh, I've actually had the best sleep this week or during the week that I've had in a very, very long time. Um, I've always had trouble getting to sleep, and I will wake up many times during the night, even though I can still feel refreshed, but not this week. It's been great. Still had dreams, still had a few snippets of things, had a few experiences, but nothing sort of. It's like I've been given the break, a reprieve now to just to try to. I think I'm trying to center myself as much as possible, and I'm
Yeah,
asking that to happen for me in the physical world. So it seems to be working, which is
yeah.
great. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing how powerful we are when we do actually have that intention. So
Yeah.
yeah, which is so good. But and I've got Marie on, Christine on. Hi guys, nice to see you. Yeah, look, I'm feeling heaps better. I honestly, my brain, the rewiring that was going on in my brain, I felt like I was just had no intelligence whatsoever. So, but I'm feeling I can actually feel the difference in it, and also my perception is different. So my intuitive perception, I can feel there's a shift in it, and I haven't quite yet got the full clarity of how that's going to come through. So,
Oh, it's
yeah,
settling
which is
in. Isn't
good.
that wonderful? I mean,
Yeah,
I know that. Do you find also that because I've had lots of issues, and so I'm noticing with everybody, and they're all putting it down to age, and I go, no, that's nonsense. But just people's short-term memory, they just can't remember things like really basic stuff, and then
words.
yeah,
I'm sitting there going, and I know what it is, but it's just not coming in. So I don't stress. I
no,
just let it go. And then, like I said, I start to get this clarity then with it, and everything starts to come back. So, yeah,
yeah,
so it'd be interesting to know how everyone else has been going out there.
yeah.
And hi, Kathleen. Thanks for your beautiful dream. We'll look at that today as well. So, yeah, but
Christine, Marie. Hi, everybody. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, have you had any dreams this week, Marie, that you recall?
yeah, I have had dreams. I recall. The thing is, though, because of course we looked at have we ever been a different person,
Mm.
in a dream? And I think last night I was very clearly in a dream, and I was going, "Oh, I'm me. I'm not anyone else." So it was like I was lucid dreaming and being me, and I went, but there was so many other people in the dream. It was like really interesting, but I was going, "No, I'm definitely me." So I got my answer, and I don't remember being anyone else in a dream. So which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting, isn't it?
it's so fascinating. So and, so how's everyone been going? Let's have a look and see. So Christine?
Yes, I've been tired, felt like sleeping really well, but still
Mhm.
tired. Yeah. Yeah, oh, I feel like I can keep sleeping most of the times when I get up, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I can do afternoon naps
Yeah, yeah.
quite easily.
Thank you,
So
Nick, because I've been forgetting basic things, but also more insightful this past few weeks. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just makes room for the important stuff to come in now, and um, all that other stuff. It just makes you realise. No wonder we fill our heads with not so much nonsense unnecessarily, And is it in the past or is it future tense? And when really we just should be present as much as we can
completely.
be.
So true. And when I was doing this road trip yesterday with my beautiful friend, you all know Sarah, so she's been on here too. Yeah, I was talking about that, and I said, I think I'm just at that point in my life now where I'm present, and I'm just in that joyful moment of being present, with whoever I'm with, and so I'm not even thinking about the past, the future, just being here. And it's just like a
Mm.
huge weight comes off you when I can actually do that and stay in that place. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly. The unknown, embracing it.
totally.
Bree says super tired, yet then get super wired, and I get a couple of great nights sleep though. Yeah, that's so good to hear actually that people are sort of starting to have some good sleeps. It's we're settling in a bit more now.
Yes.
Has been a roller coaster. I keep getting that song, life is a roller coaster. We've just got to ride it,
Yeah.
the peaks and troughs. But that's because we're emotional beings and we have to go through that. But I guess we just do it differently each time we go through ups and downs. Have been
Absolutely.
tired a lot, Nigel. Yes. Yeah, good to see you as well.
Yeah.
Taking naps.
I'm with you on that one, Truggle. Yeah, definitely.
Indeed. Also things going on around me, but don't seem to bother me much. Just feel like, okay, next, move on. Yeah, it's a good point. Very good point. Yeah,
I
it's how we
agree.
look at things, how we perceive it. Don't take sides.
Detaching from it. It's the detaching from the expectation of how something should be, and just allowing it to be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we play around a lot with ideas in our mind, and then suddenly we fall back into, we've got to have a judgment about it, but we really don't. It just is,
it
and
just is.
that's probably how we're going to embrace diversity with unity, sitting at the foundation.
Yeah.
Just to be able to keep practicing that technique. Otherwise, you just get pulled left, right, and centre, and everything external determines how you're going to think and be, which is exhausting.
And that's it. And Tribal, I agree with that, being that observer more and more. And it's just reminding ourselves to just step back and consciously watch who we are and how we're responding, how or reacting. And I think that, to me, that takes consciousness. That takes actual intention, consciousness, and work. And sometimes it's we fall into our patterning if we're getting pushed or triggered, as Nick was saying, from the outside external environment. So I think that when that's happening, this is actually a really good reminder. Sometimes just dropping into the heart and then becoming the observer and watching what's actually going on from our viewpoint, but from a different perspective, can be really helpful.
And when you're out of body, having you've lost that touch with your heart and that soul part of you, because that anxious feeling can come over you. It's like, the energy starts changing and shifting, and it's just bringing that breath back into yourself, and then you suddenly go, here I am, hello.
Yeah, beautiful.
Where you are now.
That's it. So, and this is interesting. Yeah, with tribal,
show more kindness to strangers too.
Yeah. And actually, I was just reading something about that this morning, which is interesting. And it was about how when we meet people, if we can see the greatest potential in them and respond as if that's how they are, then we tend to create that within that person anyway. But if they turn out to be, if they're not responding, then you just cut them. You don't have to put up with anything in your life. But when we have that space, we leave that space for that beautiful highest potential. Again, this is something Sarah and I are talking about, and it's okay to see that highest potential, but don't let it go on and on if the behaviour is not great from that person. You've got to know when to go, that's enough, and let it go. So, yeah.
Yeah, and listening to your body, because it's giving you the signals. It's our way of sort of telling us. That's why we have those sensors there to tell us to back off, or to, or intuition being one of those sensors too.
Yeah. It was interesting because I was saying, if you're dating even or something like that, what we've found, I've had a group of us girls, and we find that men are very honest. They will tell you who they are within first to the third date. They will tell you, I do this, or this is what I tend to go to. Believe them. Don't think that, they won't, that must be from the past. No, believe them. I love it. Men are so honest, so that was just something else that we were sort of talking through. It was really interesting. So yeah, I love that you're actually doing that. It's almost like creating that version of the relationship with that person. So
my sense of smell seems to have heightened, and I feel sick with many chemical sprays in the house I'm staying at. Shows I really need to be around nature and natural products. Yeah, I'm with you there, Christine. Yeah, I can detect them a million miles away, and it's like, ooh.
Absolutely. It's like I can't wear perfumes now. I can only wear oil. I haven't worn perfumes for probably about 16 or 17 years. And I just went off them, and I was going, I don't want to wear any of those. And then I found oils, and I went, oh, this is so much better. And it's like we're giving ourselves a treatment by putting specific oils on our body through the, for the day. So yeah, it's so true. So yeah,
it's a perfect analogy, isn't it? The perfumes, the artificial type one, even though they might have stemmed from something natural, being so much alcohol based that you smell off them. It's like this is a masking thing as opposed to the the oils that are there to benefit you from inside and out. It's great, really different.
And even the simple ones like lemon or orange, they're so uplifting, and they can actually turn our mood around if we've been feeling a little bit flat or whatever. So I'm really blessed. A beautiful friend of mine brought me back some rose oil from the proper rose gardens over in Bavaria or somewhere. So, and you can smell it through the actual, even the seal of it. And I'm going to open it today and actually do a little ritual and use it. It just smells divine. So I'm really looking forward to using that one.
Yeah, there's something about the smell of rose, it's like, it's just divine, isn't it?
It really is divine feminine. Yeah, beautiful. So, this is interesting. So Marie's had an experience.
Many years ago, fell asleep, sun on my face, was an Indian female. My mate was killed. I was alone with a young son. The attacking tribe allowed us to follow at the end of their tribe. Wow. We were given some food. Because of my son, I was allowed to live. Later, we became members of the tribe.
Wow. That's a really, that's an amazing, I feel there's a healing going on there with another lifetime.
Yeah.
And because that would have been quite traumatizing.
Yes.
So wow.
Yes, it's like, sometimes if I got a dream like that, I would say I was having that experience. I've had that experience, definitely.
Had that experience,
and it's like I actually saw that play out in my head as soon as I was reading it. It was very clear vision of what was happening, and I felt like it happened to many other people as well at that time when that was happening. This was quite a normal thing. Yes, exactly. So definitely recalling it would help to heal it for everyone involved, all those that are no longer here, to heal it for themselves.
Yeah, totally. So wow. Thanks for sharing that, Marie. And it's interesting that you. It would be so interesting to know, did you still feel like you, or was it just the fact that you actually were seeing another aspect of yourself? Like, that would be really interesting to know as well. If you can remember how you felt, if it still felt like you in your consciousness, or did it feel different? So, because I haven't had a dream like that. If I do other lifetimes or whatever, I know who I am, but I still feel like me. Like, I've done lots of, I've done a lot of, what do you call it, regressions with people and myself, just spontaneous ones, but I still feel like me. So, I'm intrigued to know. So, so because you've had that experience, haven't you, Nick?
Yeah, and the thing that sparked off one of them where I had two separate experiences, but one where remember I talked about Joan of Arc last week, but there was one where I was consciously in a tunnel, a black tunnel, and I was spiraling down this tunnel, and every time I was moving at lightning speed, like beyond any speed known to man, and I was just getting glimpses of everything. That was me, that was me, that was me, that was me. And then I'd stop for some reason. I think I was going, whoa, let's get closer and see what's going on over here. And one of them was a milkmaid. I was on a little milking stool, and I had the little, basic sort of cloth garment on, and and it was just a glimpse of me being a milking maid. And I thought, that was a really simple life, somewhere out on a farm, nothing attached emotionally to it, but it was just a vision that I had. And then another one I recalled, this might just start stimulating for those that have had these sort of dreams. It took me a while to recall these because I had no memory of it last week, but I go into my writings and my books as well. A girl that I work with, I know we've connected as a soul family now, and I was wondering where have we been in a past life? I'm sure we've had experiences before this one. Yeah. And so I got a dream where I was a male doctor. She was a nurse. I don't know if she was a he or a she at the time. And we were in a wartime, and we were somewhere in this room and we were doing triage on this person. There was blood everywhere. It wasn't particularly nice, but I was very calm about it because I was a male doctor sitting there trying to do what I had to do. And the difference was that I was looking at her for advice as a nurse because I knew she had more experience than me. It was like I was put in there to help the situation, but I hadn't had the experience of this person at a nurse or a paramedic type level, but it was during a wartime. And I knew straight away, I thought, no, this has really happened. We've really been in this situation and I'm that man. But I knew that it was me. I always know it's me, just in a different situation, having a different experience. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point because I actually don't think our consciousness changes because, I mean, I've left my body. I've actually, while I've been conscious, I've been able to leave my body and I'm going, I'm me. Nothing's really changed. And so I think this is what it's all about, is we put on these different suits and have these different experiences, and yet we stay, our consciousness is who we are. So I think it's great because it sounds like we're all getting that similar knowing about ourselves. And it's just, I feel this is a great reminder that our true self is our consciousness. This physicality is a dress, an outfit for our stage, for our play. And yet it's so hard when we're in this, you know, in this sort of physicality to remember that. So, yeah, so, and Marie said the same thing. Yeah, it did feel like me, says Marie, and that's true. You know, we can look, you know I've seen myself from other dimensions and as different beings. Like I've been a green sort of octopus, and yet I knew I could feel my consciousness within that. So
that's great, because I was going to ask if anyone's actually had a feeling of another being, not necessarily, you know, in a humanoid form, but like an animal or so. That's amazing.
yeah. It was when I was really starting to explore my oversoul, and I started to see it like a massive major train station where there were all these links going out to different aspects. And then I started to see all these beings and I went, but that's me. So yeah, so one of them was this amazing octopusy thing. And I wasn't scared of it or anything. I knew me. I knew myself.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter. If you put the red hat, blue hat, white hat, it's still you.
That's it. So I know. And yeah, and it felt real for Marie as well. So that's really, really interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I do believe that we're experiencing that, and that we've talked about this, that we're helping other lifetimes too. Yeah, even especially during our dreams, because we don't have that limitation or that conscious block, you know, when we're in that state. So hi Kathy, Kathy's on. So, and Kathleen's had a similar experience.
PL, what's that? Past life memory. A few years ago, I was female in a Native American tribe and the army came and attacked us. My mate called to me and I turned just as he shot an arrow at the soldier, but I got hit instead. Oh, yeah.
And thank you for putting this in here, Kath, because I was going to ask you.
I was hanging around with a friend for a year or two and he was the mate in the tribe.
Yep.
Oh, in this life, he helped me through the hard time. Later, I realized it was karma thing, since there are no hard feelings. Spot on.
I love it. So you can see that there's been no soul trauma sort of left. It was just like, oh, I can help you with this. And that's amazing. And I love that you've connected those two together as well. I think that's really smart. That's working with your knowing and that gift of connection, with other aspects of yourself. So,
and that rings true for me because I shared that dream of me being the doctor and this person being the nurse in that situation with the actual person in real life. And straight away that person tuned into it, completely tuned in. So she said, I was helping you in that life and now you're helping me in this one.
Yeah, and I found when I was sort of around 29 to 30, I went through a huge activation, and I was the people I was working with, the situation we were in, friends that I had, and a lot of it was from World War II, and it was actually helping to heal things that had gone on there with all of you know how cray-cray it was with a lot of things back then, and it was amazing, and they were getting it too, exactly what you're saying. They knew, and I did a a healing session with one of my friends, and she came out of it and she said, "I forgive you," and we both knew exactly what she was talking about, and yeah, so much healing goes on when we have that little bit of a more expanded consciousness and are able to tap in. This is why I think this lifetime is so important. It's almost like a pivotal time for us to be able to help ourselves with so many other journeys that we're on or have had.
Yeah, we're certainly vessels for it, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah. So, and so Tribal's got something as well, which is really interesting.
Oh, memory of a life in Egypt, walking with a group of people through town, watching people busy with daily work. Then a group I was with went inside a passageway and I immediately felt the coolness on my skin. That's all I remember. The people I was with wore long robes like priests or something. Oh,
Interesting. Do you know, Tribal, what would be really interesting I would actually drop into a space and allow myself to reconnect with that, to see if there was anything else that happened, once you were, with any other situation in that lifetime. So, because sometimes you can get what I call a warm-up situation so that you feel comfortable. And so I don't know. And this is something we could actually do. Maybe we could do this next week because I've done a lot of regressions with people. And what I used to find is that I can also ask to be able to drop into those people's experiences if they needed some help or something. And yes, it's quite an incredible experience. So as a really, the one I've found that is the most simple is literally a beautiful tree and then going down a spiral staircase within the tree and seeing which door lights up as you go past it. So yeah, but anyway, it's out there if people would like to do that. And I think to me, because it happened so spontaneously, and it was happening in every moment of my working day, things were happening so spontaneously that I knew were connected into other lifetimes when I went through this initiation time. And it was over between 3 to 6 months. It was not a short period of time. And it literally just cleared so much for me and just changed how I looked at things. So, yeah.
And the things that come up must be the ones that really need some work more so than others. Other things are sort of just a tied in and, like it's a ripple effect, but there's some really important ones perhaps coming up.
I agree. And also what I found was it was often linked in with meeting someone new. And I'd go, whoa, okay, there's something going on here. So I'd just sit and I'd do my little tree meditation and whatever, and it would come through. And then what that did for me was it helped me to understand their behavior. And I went, that's what this is doing. It's actually balancing out what happened there. And then it would be done. It was really lovely to have that insight into it. I didn't need it all the time. It was only when I got I felt something going on internally. So, yeah.
But those priests, I mean, like for Jojo, think about, were you one of those people as well? Were you actually, because you were with them, were you one of those people in that long row as a priest?
Yeah.
There's a lot of wisdom here, on the planet.
Exactly.
And again, years ago, went to a psychic fair with Mum, a little bit of everything there. A woman told me past life I was a man who was killed by being run over by a beer wagon. Instantly, I was there. I shouldn't laugh, but it's just, you just think, wow, what an experience. Dirt roads, old suit, wagon, etc. Felt strongly she was right. Yeah.
And sometimes, we're in the right place at the right time to get that little message. So there could have been a trauma that was still there that needed to be released from that lifetime, because we know there's no such thing as time, that everything's concurrent. So it's fascinating, isn't it?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love to. I'm so good. I mean, you have to see the funny side, because it's no point living in the drama again of it and the trauma of it. It's best just to let it go. And you just think, a beer wagon? I love the specifics of it.
What a way to go. Party. Exactly. So, and it's like, and for me, I remember the very poignant lifetimes that have affected me here on an emotional level in this lifetime. And then I've had some help with someone, or I've done some work with it. But and I know it's helped that other aspect of me that's experiencing something in that lifetime, and the peace and the joy that I get from that. So I think there's some that are much more poignant than others as well. So yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff, isn't it? So wow. Oh, well, thank you for sharing all of that. And just keep sharing, guys. If you can think, if things pop up or you've had an experience, I think it's lovely to share it, because it just really can validate that, yeah, we're crazy, but we're all crazy together, and it's beautiful. So, you know,
Yeah. And it
it's
might
lovely.
spark a release that you've been holding on so tightly with physically
Yeah,
it, it might be the stepping stone you just need to go, oh yeah, I can do this, or there's something in me that may need coming out, and you don't have to overthink it. It's just sometimes just it's like a release valve, and we're doing that for each other all the time at the moment.
yeah,
And Marie, when you said you go, I like the tree analogy where you go down through the trunk of the tree, spiraling down, because one of the techniques that I've used in the past is I put on a special cloak
yep,
and open up the doorway. And that doorway then presents to me, it's a bit of a ceremony that I go through. It presents to me where I've been and what I've been. And I remember a very clear, vivid memory of me being a writer in a previous life, writing very important documents. And clearly the era was never clear enough to me, but I knew what I was doing. It was like, I would say like an Ottoman or a Renaissance time. It was hard to pinpoint it, but there was something about that I got, which was less about healing and maybe tapping into one of the skills that I had, or a talent that I had, was meant to be brought up to me for some reason.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because it's true. It's like our gifts and talents, it doesn't have to always be about clearing something or healing something. We can actually also be tapping into gifts and talents that we've mastered in other experiences. I know one of my dreams, and I've never forgotten it. I went through this door, and there was a beautiful room, and there was this being sitting on with a table in front of him. And I went up to him and I went, "You're my higher self. You're showing me an aspect of my higher self." He says, "Yeah, I want you to go to that door and open it up, and then just experience what happens." So I did, opened up this door, and there was this beautiful shimmering water. And I went, "Oh, I can just walk on it." And I was actually walking on this water out, and that's all the dream was. But it showed me we have mastered so much more than we remember or know. So yeah, that was my higher self connection, where I knew that's what it was. So I agree. So let's have a look and see. Lady Hawk's on. Hello.
Hi, Lady Hawk. My daughter was explaining a past life she had, and I recognised it. Asked her specific questions, and she said, "How did you know?" And I said, "Because I was there, the lady on the hill," and she remembered. Oh, that's really cool.
Just got goosebumps with that one. Yeah. But this is it. We do have soul family, and we do tend to help each other out, having different experiences and playing different roles in different lifetimes, I suppose we could call it. So and children, I mean, it's amazing how many children talk about experiences that they've had, and there's no way they could possibly know it, and to me that just makes perfect sense. And this is why, with the many masters, many lives, or many lives, many masters, that book, it talks also about when we have an illness in our body, or we have some sort of pain in our body, sometimes actually healing what's going on in another lifetime can shift that physically here as well. So yeah. So it's just it's so powerful, and of course it's been suppressed, and of course it's been not put out there as a part of a normal medical way of healing. But it's all right. We still find it. We still know what we need to do. So,
yeah, exactly. Can't hold it down forever.
No, cannot.
I remember asking my step granddaughter, who I don't know, I just got into a deep conversation. We brought it up again last night, and she clearly remembers. And I said, "Do you remember an experience you might have had in another lifetime?" And she didn't even blink. Just straight away, an image must have come into her head. She was very young at the time. And she said, yes, I was a criminal.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
It wasn't trying to elicit a reaction. It was just clearly she remembered that situation. So you get them while they're young and they've still got the memory for it.
You got it. No, that's brilliant. That's so good. But so now, Kibu, we'll pop onto your nightmare that you had, my love, and let's see if we can get some insights from this for you.
Hi, Kibu. I had a nightmare about two thieves, husband and wife, trying to rob my house. I managed to catch them. Both of the thieves are fat. Please help to decode the dream.
All right. So, so if anyone else wants to, put down some intuition they get from this, or, decode as well, just pop it in the comments. It's really nice to share these.
Yeah, I'd like to know what people think about the idea of a thief.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So, and yeah, what does a thief represent?
Mm.
So, and it's interesting that it was a husband and wife as well that were robbing the house, and being a nightmare. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it, when you feel like there's something in your house that is being robbed. So, but you managed to catch both of them, which is interesting, Kibu. So yeah,
which, even the concept of catching something means that, it's sort of resolved itself. It didn't end up with a loss of anything, but yeah.
But it was still a bit of a scary moment. So yeah, and so I mean, let's have a look at a house. What does a house represent? So this is who we are, really, isn't it? It's our potential, where we're living. So it's your house. So someone's coming into this space that's yours, and a male and a female. So to me, this is that feminine, masculine self aspect. If we're going to use that philosophy and bring it back in to this representing part of you, Kibu, then that's your masculine, feminine side. And the fact that they were stealing from you, probably subconsciously, this has been going on. And to me, why they've got fat, it's almost like they've been taking from you sneakily, subconsciously. And I like Trigal's idea here.
Maybe someone is trying to take too much from you emotionally. Yes. And pop up one more and have a look at what Marie's written. You guys are good. Is there someone stealing your energy and you are fighting them off and winning? Yeah.
So this is where I feel it comes down to what is right for us. So if this is a subconscious thing, Kibu, and you don't even know it, but you've actually been losing energy to that masculine, feminine within yourself that's maybe not working for your highest good, or is there someone in your world, that in your life, that you are actually giving energy to without realizing it? But because you've caught them, I think maybe you've come into a realization with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
Totally. And the fact that, they were fat, they were taking a lot of energy from you. That sort of indicates this is why it's come up for you. If, if everything is energy in this universe, omniverse or whatever, well, then that's exactly what it's all about. You just have to discern the difference between, is there something, and I do feel that it's been dealt with, but maybe it's also sometimes we get these dreams to remind ourselves, you've done the work, but be aware that this can happen, and to stay back in balance, you have to constantly pull this back in and rein it back in. And that's how we're learning to manage energy in this lifetime as well. So it's a really simple, straightforward dream, but yeah, the messages were really clear there. Very good.
Really powerful too. And as well, Kibu, I remember that you've been going through a lot, and you've really been doing some self-empowerment work just from some of your other dreams and situations we've talked about, so which is fabulous. But the Page of Swords has come up for you. So to me, when Page comes up, this is about really check in to see if you're speaking your truth. Don't give your power away to others by saying, oh, I might offend them, so I better not say this, or oh no, that might hurt somebody. That's what this is telling me. It's like, it might seem like a tiny detail, but everything's in the detail. So for me, this is telling me, just make sure that you speak your truth. And when the Four of Cups comes up, It's like when we get offered something, we don't know if we want to take it or not. I feel these two really go together nicely for you in this situation. It's being very aware of what you are emotionally wanting and choosing. I actually think you're going to go through a big shift because we've got our beautiful death card. So there is, for you to have this nightmare, there is a transformation that's happening for you. And sometimes it can be a slow transformation. So this, I love it when this card comes up. You know there's something that's going to shift and change you, and it's going to bring it back into more balance. It's strength. Look at that. You're going to get your strength back. That card. I was asking for what is the outcome for Kibu here. So because of this knowing and because of the fact that I feel just tweaking how you actually are speaking truth, always take that first intuition for yourself. Okay, don't second guess. You're going to feel a lot stronger within yourself. So that's really cool.
That's a nice outcome, because we do give our power. We have been giving our power away over many lifetimes, and now's the time when we bring it back to ourselves. And we don't deny being kind to people. That's not giving power away. That's reciprocal, because you're on the same frequency with someone. But it's, you have to be very vigilant sometimes, when how much you do give away, and make sure you're getting an energy balance back in place of that.
And the patterning, the story that we tell ourselves in our head, like, oh, if I say this, then this will happen, and da-da-da. No, when we come from our truth, if the delivery is like, this is actually what's right for me, how people respond then is that's their decision, and that's their journey. And that takes courage.
It does, doesn't
I know. I've had to work with this a lot.
Yeah.
It takes courage.
You've really got to sit in it. Yeah.
How to form a question or a statement that's from our truth. When we've been told to be quiet, don't be seen, it's really tricky. So yeah, I think you're going to find a bit of a resolution with that, a little bit more even again. So, Trigal's popped something up.
My best friend has been going through a lot in the past few weeks. I've been helping her with grounding and setting boundaries. She is empath and clairvoyant.
Beautiful. And this is it. Sometimes it's hard because we can feel everyone's reaction, or don't like it when they feel like that. We tend to just make it a little bit easier for people, whereas in actual fact, what we're doing is we're stopping them from experiencing what they need to experience. So almost, sometimes people have to hit rock bottom before they get their aha moment or their breakthrough. So if they're doing these ones and we're stopping them here, then they just have to keep going through stuff. If we just have our honesty, our truth, we've got to let them sometimes do that. So that's really lovely, Tribal, that you're teaching someone that has that ability around them to help them to actually set boundaries and be grounded. That's really beautiful. So, and the thing is, Tribal, I bet you had to learn this yourself first before you could actually help someone else. And that's why we often go through situations too, is to understand it. So, yeah.
That's where that gets, that classic saying of let me help you, help yourself. But you have to, it's really uncomfortable at times when you think, and I often use the way I help center myself and say, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
And then I've learned to say, not just, I say, this is what I feel. This is what I'm experiencing. This is from me. So that's where that diversity will come in. And then if that person does what they want to do with it, that's up to them. I have no control over it.
That's right. I often find too that people, it's almost like they can sense in your psyche that you've experienced this and you've mastered it or overcome it. If they can feel it, and that consciousness, it's like we seed them as well then with that.
Yeah. Yes.
It's beautiful. So we'll have a look at Kath B's dream then. Okay, let's have a look. Kath B. Ba-bum. All right, do you want to speak this one for us?
Yeah. At Grandma's house, she wasn't there, with deceased husband and some friends. They went to catch the train, and I said for them to go and would meet them there. And after they left, my grandmother came home. She looked younger, kinder, and was happy to see me and gave me a big hug. In real life, she was scary and mean. She wanted me to stay, but I had to go catch the train. I got lost and went into a restaurant for directions. The waiter was standoffish and was worried I would miss the train, then woke up.
Interesting, isn't it? So again, if anyone that's watching wants to pop in some comments on what they maybe picked up intuitively, or even what they were decoding with the messages in there, pop them down, because I love this. It gives us different perspectives of things. So, and I know, Kathleen, you have had quite a few dreams of your grandma. Oh, actually, I'm going to do her comment first. Thank you. There we go.
Comments. I've been having and sharing lots of dreams, yes, of my grandma and her house for months, and it felt like this resolved a lot of childhood things with her. Like she was showing me how she wished she'd been with me. Also, same with my husband. He was kind and loving also, and we were having fun with friends. What does missing the train mean? I felt like I wasn't supposed to be with them when I woke up. But I was also quite worried too. I never travel by train or subway in real life.
Yeah, beautiful. And I love, Kathleen, that you've put that in there as a comment, so we can sort of understand what you've gleaned from it. And I look straight away, I'm just going to say, I think you're absolutely spot on how you said that there's been some healing with your grandma and your husband, because they're both being happy and beautiful and kind in the dream. And, you know, as souls, we know this. What do? We actually ask the people, the souls we love the most, can you please come down and do this for me, because I want to experience that when I'm young. So then I have to learn how to change my reactions or my patterns or whatever. And they go, oh, really? Do I have to? All right, I love you so much, I'm going to do that. And so those very pivotal people like grandparents or parents or partners and whatever in our lives are often, even though they might come across as the ones that are the meanest or don't love us at all, or they're not kind to us, they're the ones that the soul, I really feel this, loves us the most to be able to play that part. Yeah. So I love, Kathleen, that you've actually felt that there was this healing with your grandma and with your husband. Yeah, that's what I got straight away. So, and what are you getting there, Nick?
I step, because I know I've, you know, the dreams you've had with your grandma have been really interesting. Yes, definitely about healing. But if you step back out of it, what's the overwhelming feeling that you got from this dream? Forget what you said at the end about the worry, because that's the construct of the mind playing tricks a little bit sometimes on us to try to overanalyze it. But if the words that stuck out for me was the love and the kindness.
Yep.
You know, and I agree with what, you know, that's once again, it's my opinion. But when we agreed to come here, we brought our soul families with us who played different roles. And it's a bit like saying, are you sure you want to be that mean to me? You know, it's like, you know, I know that I still love you no matter what. And so I feel like you've transitioned to another point now with them. They're trying to show you how much love they have for you, regardless of all that stuff that's happened, because you've healed it, or you're healing it now.
Yeah. Oh, God, this is amazing. I agree. I really feel that was a very pivotal dream. And a train. So what does a train mean? I mean, I know for me what it means, but I'm going to show people, just in case you haven't seen the book, Betty Bethard's The Dream Book. And I love this book. So what she says the train means is TRA. If it's the engine, there's tremendous power to accomplish your goals. If a passenger train, you can be carrying many people, pulling them along, which may be unnecessary weight. Now that to me is resonating for this dream, because Kathleen, I feel that maybe some of the trauma or some of the pain you had from the, you know, grandma or husband, whatever, I feel that this is, you couldn't make it to the train. So I feel it's gone. It's like all of that heaviness, that weight can be gone for you now. And if it's a freight train, you're moving with a heavy load. So I just had a hit to read that. So yeah, that's just what's resonating for me. And it's interesting because the first card, I pulled some cards on this one, the King of Pentacles. So what does the king do? He's the master of his reality. So you are now actually creating your own reality. And I feel you're going to be doing it with a lot more knowing consciously, without that patterning or without that, you know, that whatever happened for you in the scenario with your grandma, husband, whatever. So death, because the next card up again was that beautiful transition card, the death card. So I feel this is going to help you to really change up how you see yourself, perceive yourself, and then what you're creating. It's just a Wheel of Fortune. So it's time. It's almost like it's cyclically time for you to move away from feeling like you're on the outside, feeling like you've been abandoned. So I really think, again, it's coming up that there's some beautiful, beautiful changes that can happen for you with this. So that's what I'm getting. So, but yeah, Kathleen, if you've got any other insights that you want to pop on here, let us know. So, here we go. This is nice. So,
I think your grandmother is one of your guides. The deceased husband, you're not meant to catch up to him or be with him yet.
Question mark. Yeah. But it was interesting that they were both being really happy and kind and joyful and having fun with friends. And that's how, in truth, that's what it is like. I believe that's what I'm getting for the souls. So, yeah. So that's great. Thanks, Marie, for that. It's really nice to get different perspectives. So then, Kathleen, you can maybe pop in and do a little bit of contemplation with it and just see what is singing for you, what is actually right for you. Yeah. So, yeah.
I feel like we're the cleanup crew. It's like when you have this, we make rubbish and put it in a bin in our house, and our house being our vessel. And there's all this rubbish, and eventually you get to take it out. And I feel like we're taking it out. We're still making it, but we don't want it stinking up the house. We don't want it rotting and festering, and we're keeping our house fresh. We're trying to keeping it fresh. So first we've got to take out the garbage that's there, and as anything new comes in, I think it's going to be less and less in time, but it's just like, how do we deal with this quickly so we can maintain that beautiful, clean house?
So well said. Thank you, Nick. So, and then Kathleen's added something which is lovely.
Totally agree with all of that. Thank you. My husband died before we were divorced, so I never got to resolve a lot of things with him. Now, yeah, that makes so much sense. Absolutely resonates so much. Yes, Kathleen, of course. Yeah.
It does resonate. So, and it's almost like it's saying to you, you can let it go now. It's okay. That train, you don't have to get on that train with them. That train's left the station. So you don't have to carry all that baggage with you anymore. It's beautiful.
We're really it's amazing, like when you think about, we are naturally baggage carriers. We love to carry baggage. We've been carrying it for lifetimes. And it's like, I'm sick of, it's a bit like when you would go out, being females, if you carry handbags and you put everything you ever wanted in that handbag, in case of. And the reality is you never used half of it. And then sometimes you'd pull things out and then put something in to replace it. But really the art of being able to walk out the door just with your keys, that's what we're learning to do, because when you walk out the door with just your keys, the universe will give you what you need, but you have to be in that right frame to do it. We can't do it until we've come to understand what our past has represented for us. So yes, we're here to clear the past, for our DNA lineage to move into a new frequency. Oh my gosh, yes.
And we're doing a lot of that, and I really know that we do a lot of that in our dream time as well. And it's absolutely true. So, for me, and like talking about that, like I always had a big handbag, and I, just in case I had stuff in it. And my purse got stolen from where I was working one day, and then I just got this. No more handbags. So all I have is like a little travel black wallety thing, and I have my keys in it. I have my money and my cards in it, and some lip gloss and whatever. Just absolute basics. That's it. And I carry it around me. So, it just changed my whole outlook of what I needed to have with me. So, yeah, and it was very symbolic, I feel, as to what was going on. Yeah, it was crazy.
And I do think as females, we do carry, because of our nature, we carry more of the feminine side in us. It's very strong. We do carry a lot of that emotion for the collective. We're the carers. And that's why men, they just walk whatever they can put in their back pocket.
I know. I love it. Yeah. It's almost like they know they can find something if they need it. It's like they don't need to carry it. Whereas But I guess also when we do look at the female, the mama role, you do tend to, if you've got children, you do tend to have a lot of stuff with you if you're going out. It's so maybe that is also a part of it, an aspect of it, that nurturing just in case thing. So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Kathleen sort of had an experience as well.
Wow, I was doing a guided emerald meditation the other night, and what was said to me, it's okay to let all the baggage go. Before I finished, they put an emerald in my heart to help me heal and love. Oh, yes, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you two always have this little thing going on, don't
Oh,
you?
totally. And
Ridiculous.
just went, I have to, I'm just feeling that emerald now, because there's
Yeah.
something about emerald for me. It just keeps coming up again in every facet of my life. I work in a place called Emerald Beach. The emerald light, the emerald tablets, the emerald this, it just keeps coming up again. And there's something about the emerald. So it doesn't surprise me that you've said that and you've had that experience after me talking about it as well. We're all connecting in there somehow.
Oh, definitely. And emerald is definitely very healing for the heart.
Yeah.
So even just putting emerald ray, we can with intention pop deep emerald ray into the heart, and it can really help with releasing and healing and nurturing. So
and I just saw the pink inside the middle of that as well. I just saw the emerald. When you said that, I just saw the emerald go like this, like pulsate, really beautiful light, and then there was a little bit of pink just in the middle as well.
And I don't know if I've got it up. No, I can't see it. I've got a beautiful poster, and it's got the emerald heart, because it's different layers. So it's the emerald heart, but then it's the pink and the light blue. So it's going into more compassion and into deeper chambers of the heart. That's what you're seeing, Nick. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So and yes.
I've not worked with them before, but it was so beautiful. The artwork in the video was gorgeous.
Yeah, emeralds. Yeah, no, yeah, and that's it. When you get like this little, it's almost like a little knowing or a calling to start experiencing with different crystals or different colors and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing when we haven't consciously experienced it. So, and I think that's one thing I love about the transference healing I've done. Got to work and experience with all this beautiful energy, colors, vibrations, and it just becomes like natural. So it almost becomes embedded within us. So, the more we work or play with these things, the more it starts to just be a part of our energy field. It's already there in a way. It's just activating it, I feel anyway.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah.
And the right things will come to you at the right time.
Yeah.
The fact that you said you hadn't had worked with them before, but now's the time, because you're in full acceptance, being able to surrender to it and get the most from it. So it's not like something, it's a bit like when someone's trying to get your attention, but you're not listening, but they're right there. And then you go, I give up. I'm just going to walk away. But eventually they find the right time to do it when you're ready for it.
Yeah. And that's the Four of Cups as well. That's that Four of Cups card.
It is, isn't it? Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's so interesting. So yeah. Oh, well, thank you for sharing all that, Kathleen. That's really lovely. And it's so nice when, like, that's really almost like a resolution for you after 12 months or however many, and all the beautiful dreams you've been sharing with us. And it's watching it come to this almost new start for you. Like that transformation is wonderful. So you're going to have, I feel that you're going to have this peace within your heart that you've not had before. And you're not going to feel so triggered or so needing to do things to fix things. It's like, nah, this is my time now. I got this.
And that sense of joy then can step in, become what we should be.
Exactly.
I'm feeling very much into that. That's lovely. It really is.
So has anyone got anything else they'd like to put in here? And is it something you'd like to experience? A lot of you may have already done some other lifetime work, but if you like, we could do a little meditation next week and, fairly early on in the hour, and then see what people experience and, just see what comes up. we can, and yeah, don't know. I think that'd be great. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, definitely. I've been carrying this for some reason. It's been talking to me a lot lately. My little my Lemurian quartz, and you probably
Beautiful.
can't see the detail on it, but for people that haven't seen one, they have lots of striations going across, and it's sort of meant to represent your Akash and in the library of which you've experienced, and that we're here trying to resolve and clean up. But there's something very special about this one because I don't try to create something out of it. I just feel that sometimes just holding that energy from that crystal and squeezing it will help me release things that I don't even know I needed to release because they probably weren't mine, some of them.
Yeah,
I feel
totally.
like, whatever they were indirectly not mine in a sense. So, the more you can do that settling in, whether it's a meditation. So that's a great idea, Marie. It gives us that ability to be in that open space to allow something new to come in. And we're all on that precipice now. As a group here, everybody that is here, we have actually come a long way.
Oh, incredible. And, I mean, the knowing when we were doing like these visioning and kinesiology, it came through that just this collective group with us, with this beautiful little dream community, the energy and the frequency and what we're doing on another level that we don't even truly understand is quite phenomenal. And that's what I was getting told. We don't realize how powerful we are. And when we come together, it can create portals. It can create whole new worlds. So we are the creators, literally. So, yeah. And we've got Jan on. Everyone's been saying hello to Jan. Hi, Janice, and welcome. So just feel free on this show to pop your dreams up or any synchronistic little crazy things that have happened in your day-to-day life. It's incredible how many people have then often been experiencing a similar thing around a similar time frame. So it's really lovely to share. So welcome. So
Marie, just a quick question. I know that somewhere in there somebody had written about what does Jasper have anything to share about the energy right now or this week?
Okay. Yep, we can do that quickly, and then I think we'll finish for this week. But so I think as a preset for next week, a little bit of home play. Maybe just start to drop into your heart, to have some contemplation time. And I want you to ask to connect into your oversoul, okay? Because this is where the Akashic records, to me, we can access them from. So I want you to just play with that connection through those upper chakras, through that space into the heart space. And I think that will put us in good stead for next week when we do the other lifetime experience exploration. So, yeah, beautiful. Okay. All right, let's get Jasper out. Oh, here we go. So this is my friend. So Jan, if you haven't met Jasper before, he's my beautiful crystal skull. He's my friend, and what he does for me. I'm just going to get rid of that. What he does for me is helps enhance my perspective or view when I'm tapping into the energetic field. So and he tells me he's from the deep cosmos. So yeah. So I'm just going to tap in and ask him if he can just show us maybe some of the energies that are coming through for us all at this time. And Clive wants to come up. All right, so I'm just going to drop in. Okay, so Jasper's got a great sense of humor as well. So what Jasper just did, it's almost like he kicked me out from what we would see as our energy field, and he said, because we're expanding really quickly. So it's almost like it's going to be uncomfortable for this bit of time. And then, okay. So what he's showing me is the energy, the frequency that's coming through is it's going to really be just chucking us, pushing us. That's why that death card, I think, kept coming up as well. There's going to be transformation. Yeah, he's going, yes. He said, but it's going to be easy for those of us that are working on this deep level with our light body, with our energetic field. It's like our wings are there anyway to help us, to propel us with this movement. This is what the light body does. Yeah, so we don't have to worry. It's going to be okay. We're just going to be expanding more and more and more. And the Earth's energy frequency is also expanding. So that's what Jasper's showing me. So there you go. So yeah, so if anyone is getting any intuitions or wants to just comment on that. So Dennis is on. Hello. Oh, he's working.
Luckily, Dennis.
On. Oh, that's funny. So we love you too.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jasper. So yeah, so just know that our light body is what helps us to expand. That's what's expanding, is this beautiful energetic light body that we have. So don't worry, everyone is in the perfect place, perfect time. So
Excellent.
all right, so yeah, thanks, and thanks for all being here. We love you lots. Just a little reminder, we are definitely now going to make it a Sunday when we catch up with Elisa, if anyone's in Australia and wanting to come catch up. And I'm just looking at a place that's on the water. It's on like the still water at what's it called? Near not Monterey Keys. Oh, anyway, somewhere just a little bit north of Gold Coast. So I'll let you know. I'll look at a few other venues. If you've got any ideas, just pop it through on the Messenger group. So yeah, thank you, Nick, as always, for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for all your wonderful tips, hints, knowledge, skills, talents, as with everybody else sitting here today with us. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.